boom stand thing, but
I like it though. You're going all the way.
dude, you know,
We're not kidding around.
We're not kidding around.
We got chapstick on. We're not fooling around at all.
Can you mail me that?
The
Hold on,
chapstick twins.
All right. Do you know what episode we're on?
I've been bad at.
I think it's well. Let me look. I think it's 63. It's 63 if I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
it is.
If I'm guessing, I am guessing.
You got it.
Hey, 63. Are you drinking some Tang?
It's definitely not green.
No.
The green room.
Kool-Aid?
Can I get some more
It's the generic version. Tom.
Wang.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Hello, Kool-Aid. 63.
Yeah, it's B12.
Oh, good for you.
Stuff. Yeah, it's called Spark.
Oh, nice. That's
I
funny.
recommend.
I actually was going to ask you because I have my morning routines that I do. And it's very consistent. It's almost like freakish.
Yeah, go on.
So I wake up, I grab my boom stand. No. I take my vitamins, and actually I've cut down on the amount of vitamins because I used to take fish oil, but then I've learned that a lot of fish oil is actually like, it's like doesn't matter. It's like fake.
Just like clogs your heart or something.
And it's like, and apparently unless you're getting the really good stuff, it's like, it could be just old, which is nasty, like rancid fish oil that you're like, this is good for me.
Your wife's like, you stink.
Yeah, you smell like a fish.
Yeah.
So the fish oil was snake oil. But so now I just
Damn.
take a multivitamin and a B12.
Yeah.
And then
Coffee.
then I take like this skin and hair supplement that's like it's probably like a ton of biotin, I guess.
Okay.
And it says side effects make you snort. I don't know. But
Snorting impotence.
I miss our listener that's, you know, where'd you go?
Oh,
listener?
yeah, the snort.
Yeah. I gotta start.
Fan.
I guess he was like our little angel that came in.
Or it could have been a she, right?
She or he came in, and they're like, my job here is done. They moved on to the next podcast.
Right. I've lowered their snort ratio to now 25%, and that's now I don't even want to listen anymore.
Yeah,
so.
it's like the IRS of snorts.
Well, whoever you are, we're thinking of restarting our snort regimen. Because we miss you. So
totally.
We have been getting some other fan mail, which is nice. And I wanted to kind of address one or two of them. Was it Clay? Because it's not always signed, and that's fine.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, I got it right here.
You got it.
Let's see. Wait. Is it Clay? Let's look. Because I could tell usually because it goes... Yeah, this okay, so let's go back a little bit. May 18th, this has got to be Clay. I had a bummer of a gig. This episode helped me decompress on the drive home. Thanks, dudes. That was Clay for sure. And so then this is all the same. So Clay did chime in. Is my mic too hot?
No, it's not. But he did address some stuff we talked about, which was like
stuff. He said
how to charge.
On the topic, how many songs I will learn for a show. The answer is how many songs do they want to pay me to learn, and how well do they want me to learn it? If I am being paid incredibly well, I'll learn a few with no extra charge. Most of the time, it depends on if they want it memorized or if they want me to read it off the chart. If it's something very special, they want it actually performed without notes, I charge $50 to $70 an hour. He said we, but I think it's will. And will usually take me 4 to 5 hours to learn a song. So it's about $200 a song. And then that really limits what they ask for. So it's a good point.
But you know what? I've never distinguished between do they want me to use notes or not. If they ask for a song, I pretty much expect I'm going to have the chart there.
And
but
they should be cool with that. And then he, what did he say? I will offer to play their favorite songs as my favorite music and would usually satisfy.
I don't understand that.
I will offer to play their favorite songs
as my favorite music. I don't know what that means. So Clay, can you or whoever that is, I don't want to assume this could be Durbin. It could be who knows. So
no, this is Clay. This is Clay. It is, right? Well,
Probably.
actually, shoot.
Probably. I just want to
Maybe it's not. Let me see.
Have,
Thank you for. Oh no, I'm going back into Flim Zone. Also, Wendy did say hi.
Yeah, we want to say hi to Wendy.
Yeah, that had to be Clay because it's Clay. We're just saying it's Clay. Okay. I think what he might have been saying is he'll play his favorite songs, and that will satisfy their because I think what he maybe means is what he thinks is his favorite will satisfy them.
I see. I think it's like whatever they ask for, he goes, "Oh, that's my favorite," and then they love to hear that. I doubt it.
Yeah. So I did my gig. Well, one of them. I still have my Latin one this weekend. But I did my multiple request shows on Saturday, and I actually did learn a lot because I saw maybe some opportunities for some new songs. So I was like, sure, let's do it.
That's the cool part of it.
And guess what? Nobody gave a shit about any of the songs.
Why am I not surprised?
And it was a little bit
like extending one of them for 15 minutes in case the person walks by again.
I was trying to wait, like, is anybody around? And so then I throw it. I did. Okay, so I did one that got one of these. Yeah. Nice. Like with a chair behind. Like it was like, yeah.
They're like, I was talking about the OKC NBA game. No.
Yeah, it definitely might not have been for me, but I did like Sunflower by Post Malone, and it was like, yeah, but then I'm like, okay.
Do you see yourself, is that now part of your library that you'll use again, you think?
I'm going to try and repeat it tonight, and we'll see how it goes. Because, man, those songs, they're so wordy. It's very wordy. And
but I mean, if you like it, I think that will sell it anyway. Just like Clay meant.
Yeah, that's what I think he meant. I do like it. I will say, man, like all that post stuff, it's a hard delivery. It's for me.
He's unique, which is cool.
Yeah, it is cool. So we'll see. I'm gonna try and redo them just to make it.
So then this weekend you have your Lulu, Mimi, Pee-Pee's gig.
This weekend's Lulu, Mimi, Pee-Pee.
Yeah.
And never heard back on the song list. So I think that did kind of stop them where they should have been stopped.
By saying what? Remind me.
I just said, well, they did a double.
Oh, if the budget was, it's. I'm going to learn as much as I can for the budget, basically.
Yes, yeah, because they were like, could you come out and do a visit? Also, could we get a song
about
list?
The visit. That is unheard of.
So I said no thanks on the visit, doesn't fit in the budget, and then I just said I'll try and get you a list.
Yeah.
And so they were probably like, oh, these guys actually, whoa, they're pros.
Oh, is this a you and Nervo, or?
It's a me and Nervo, but Nervo can't make it because he's going to Estonia, or no. I don't know where he's going or what he's doing, but
this weekend
it's early afternoon. He might be with you
on Saturday.
Afternoon.
Yeah, we're in Reno.
There you go.
So
yeah, we it's just an early afternoon, so I got my buddy Neil Castro, and he is subbed quite a few times, but I actually haven't been there. I've actually subbed out double sub outs on Sabru Nervo, where it's like it's neither Sabru nor Nervo.
They're like, which one of you is Nervo? They're both like,
Yeah, one of them was actually Neil and Cam, your buddy Cam.
Right. Oh, and I did hear about that one.
Yes, and it went great.
Cam Parriage.
See, that's the thing. It's like with that Sonic wallpaper vibe, it's like as long as you can make the noise that it should sound like it's good to go. So I honestly haven't even looked at a set list for that or thought about it.
Yeah.
But I changed my nylon strings on my nylon guitar. Have you ever changed nylon strings on a nylon string?
I have a nylon string guitar, and I maybe have never changed the strings, and I want to know if
there's a reason for that.
Okay, yeah. Does it take forever for them to finally get taught?
I'm contemplating just buying a new guitar. Like, so, like I changed.
Will
them,
it just not stay in tune now?
It
Is
just
that the
doesn't.
deal?
It's just like I'm like stretching and stretching and
Yeah.
stretching, and
Yeah.
I was just trying to do it just now, and I'm like, let's see. I think it sounds good. Here goes.
Yep.
That's actually a cool chord. Whatever. That's like a Lulu chord.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oops. So I don't know. I guess maybe in 2 more days they might stay in tune, but
yeah, that's pretty stressful.
it's annoying.
Well, we didn't get to it last time, but I had one of the weirdest gigs on paper
Of all time.
Yeah, a band gig.
Okay.
So it's a long story. Strap in a little bit, okay?
Let's go.
But we can kind of go for it back and forth as we go. Okay. We find ourselves, the scene opens at 9 a.m. We have to show up.
Okay.
Treasure Island.
Okay.
Okay, Treasure Island
is
weird.
Do you do Treasure Island a lot?
No.
Compared
to the average person, yes.
Yeah, I guess
but
so,
no.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
once a year, maybe.
Yeah.
But Treasure Island is weird already.
Yeah, it is.
I love it, but it's super weird no matter what. So we show up there. It was weird all from the setup, from the beginning, okay? The person who's hired us, generally you have until a month before to cancel, and then I think you still maybe have to pay half or something, but they asked for, can we wait till 2 weeks before for our cancellation?
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, I know. We're like, but I think
it's the refund.
Yeah, it was really weird. Also, the reason for the entire event is weird, which is we are going to try to break the world record for the number of cocktails shooken
so
at the same time.
You talked about this. That's why I
did.
Yeah,
I did.
This is good. Dude.
I talked about it a little bit. Yeah. So how many cocktails shaken at the same time, which is a weird thing to be proud of or try for.
Is it all the same cocktail or does it matter?
It doesn't matter, I don't think, but it was, I think. And
Cosmos.
It had some name that was special for that I hadn't heard of, a whiskey drink.
No.
And so they also had, what was his name? There was a Giants pitcher, San Francisco Giants pitcher.
Your Vance? No.
Oh, right, exactly.
Was that right?
You know, it wasn't Vance, it was an earlier politician. It was
what's the other
Pence,
dude?
Pence.
Pence.
Yeah, Vance, Pence, Pants.
Mookie Trump.
Obama Strawberry.
The greatest baseball player of all time.
That's what they tell me. No, this was Pence, Hunter Pence. But so I didn't know who that was, and I thought, like I said, it was a political figure. But it turns out he was super cool, really cool dude. But when we showed up,
big guy. Is he big guy?
He's not as big as I expected. Maybe I'm just bigger than I expected.
Yeah.
But
no. Did you tell him that you're not that big?
I'm like, let's take this outside and see. No. He was so cool and disarming, and he had such an apparent crush on my wife. I just didn't really say anything to him. And him. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
He was charming. She's like, he's really kind of cute and cool.
Yeah, he's like, did I mention I'm a millionaire?
Yeah. I'm single as of this morning. No, he was cool. I didn't mind at all. I got a kick out of it. And he really was really cool. He kind of had a skater vibe, which I didn't expect.
Weird.
It's kind of like, what's up? No, he wasn't that bad. But he had like a flat hat thing, and he was cool, man. Yeah, he was really cool. He's like the reason because I go, why did they have you for this drinking thing? And he goes, well, it is kind of part of my brand. I like to drink. I'm like, dude, you're awesome.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, I love that he was just real open with that and cool. Yeah. So, but back to
he's like Rob Dyrdek. Ridiculous.
Who the hell is that?
The ridiculousness. You ever seen that where it's like the new America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh my god, it sounds good.
Him and his friends and that girl, they just literally just sit and watch videos, and he's like, oh,
Oh, that
He's got
sounds
the
a little
flat-
familiar.
He's
Yeah,
got the
yeah,
flat
yeah.
hat.
Yeah. So something like that, right? There are moments like that with him that I'll get to, but so we show up. It's really, really, really with 17 really's windy.
Yeah.
So it's like you're in a tornado. When we first showed up, there's people just whose hair's flying around and they're trying to hold down the tent covers for the different, areas of this event that have like somebody's selling boom boxes. It's got the weirdest.
They're like,
things.
what's very noisy that we
Yeah.
can
Oh,
sell?
believe
Yeah.
me, and we'll find out. Yeah.
Whistles.
What will be louder over the? Yeah, there's like someone engraving jewelry and wine glasses again. So we.
All these like they're selling conure birds. They're like
There's just a guy under a tent yelling.
yelling.
What are you
contest.
selling? Yeah. What are you? What are you selling? I'm selling yelling.
Yeah.
So there's also a few
Selling
food trucks
yelling.
setting up, and so it's kind of mayhem right when we show up. The stage is being built, and there's a bunch of like methy teenagers that are running the thing. So
Yeah,
there's like someone scratching the wound on their cheek, and they're like, "Oh, where are you gonna? Like parking is not gonna be. It's like you just can't park in here." I'm like, okay, and then they give you usually a host or kind of a contact name with any gig, right? Here's who you go and ask for. Oh, okay, let me ask for Shelly. Okay, I'm told to ask for Shelly. Do you know where Shelly is? I don't know who Shelly is. Pick on their face. Just anyway, the parking is just going to be really crazy. You can't park here. So get your vehicle out of here. They're like 13.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we're just going to unload our gear first. They're like, yeah, we'll make it quick. Okay. And by the way, we're yelling twice as loud as normal speaking because of the wind. It's that windy that
Right.
you're standing 3 feet in front of someone and you're like speaking loudly and kind of holding yourself on a railing so you don't fly away. So we get unloaded. I'm asking someone, where would you like me to park? And they're like, you're supposed to have parking passes. Okay, yeah. Well, we never got those. They're like, well, let me just make some calls. So they get on a walkie-talkie, which is like, as soon as they hit the button on the side, it's like, so the wind is like no one can hear each other.
Mount Everest. Like,
Yeah. They're like in some tundra. And so he's like, they say the band was supposed to me on Melvit. They can't even know what's going on.
Melvit.
Yeah, me on Melvins, and they can't figure out why we don't have the parking passes. But they're also not. No one's there yet at this point. Like, okay,
Yeah.
just who else? We're not going to be people trying to get into this event for free, dressed like this at this hour, and come on. So finally, they just say, well, just say that you're with the museum. Okay, well, let me get my glasses and my prospector, like museum. Okay.
Yeah, what the hell?
So they send us around the back of the building. We get all parked. There's no one. There's like people running, going, not there, where you're supposed to park. So already that's the deal. Get parked, go inside. Now we're starting to get ready to sound check at least. The line array speakers are blowing so hard in the wind, it looks like they're gonna fall on you.
Oh my God.
It's kind of, I've never seen that before. And Mark is a little worried about his speakers, our sound engineer. We find out that it's so windy they had to cancel the ferry that was going to bring like most of the attendees. It's going to be about 3,000 people. So they're trying to figure that out and divert the people some other way. Yeah.
All the kite surfers are like, it's too windy. Too windy, bro.
The sky is full of kites. Let's go fly a kite. And so, okay, that's not under our control. We finally get through sound check. We have a sub on drums who's an amazing guy. Actually, I'm just going to say this and you'll know who it is. Man, look at this weather. It's amazing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
That's what his answer is to everything, and he's amazing. It's Tommy
Yeah.
Ricard and he's plays with Wonder Bread 5, but also tons of other bands and has
Vane.
Vane. He's in Vane.
Yeah.
He's played with Scott Weiland's band.
Yeah.
He's awesome. So
Legend.
he keeps things nice and easy and unstressed. He doesn't really get stressed, which is cool. Although we'll get to this too, but so we go to the backstage, which is unclear where to go. I can't find anyone. Another contact in the advancing is, I look closer, it says they are the CFO of the whole organization. So
wow.
That's weird. I'm going to call the chief financial officer. Okay.
Yeah.
So I call that person whose name I totally can't pronounce. It's like all consonants. I'm like, Mitzelplick, So I call that number. It's disconnected.
Oh. CFO didn't pay his bill.
Mitzelplick is not at this number anymore. So
misappropriated funds.
Yeah, pretty much. So we didn't know where to go. Finally, somebody ushers us upstairs into kind of it's not a closed off area. It's just like a landing, okay, with railing, and you can see all the downstairs. That's fine. We go up there. It's just got like 4 stools, and there's 8 of us. So you have that fun thing, which is, as Brian Regan used to say, there's never enough chairs. Never enough chairs.
Yeah.
So we kind of just hang out there. Now we have a long wait. Everybody's starting to get hungry. It's like midday. They're supposed to bring us food. No one has any intention of bringing us food. You can tell.
Wow.
So I'm trying to talk to one of the zitty teenagers to like help me. They're just so stressed and constantly on the windy talkies, and I'm waiting.
All these windy talkies are going off, but everything's so noisy from the shaking they can't hear it. They're like,
we've been shaking yet.
Yeah, we've been calling forever. It's just all
ready, set, go.
Shake.
So finally, oh dude, that moment happens. So I just go buy everybody food from the food trucks.
Oh, nice.
And everyone's there though by then. So it's just long lines that we're standing in with everybody.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest.
You're like, can I get 12 banh mi sandwiches?
Extra Hollies.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, exactly. Banh mi. We all ended up getting burritos, which reminds me of an old Subaru famous line, which is, I'm thinking burrito. We still say that.
That's my next album.
Yeah, it is. I'm thinking ... burrito.
Burrito.
It's the Hangover line.
Yeah.
So we get those, go back upstairs to our landing, and as we're going back up there, a like really shabby security guy. It's like his jacket. He's like a kind of a little person, and his jacket's hitting the ground. And I can't tell if he's actually supposed to be there. And he's like,
hey, wait a minute.
This is just the truth. It's not anything, but
he's like, wait a minute. I need you to secure that area. If anyone tries to get up there, don't let them.
I'm like, okay.
He's like, too many people are going around where there shouldn't be.
I'm thinking, is this a prank? So
and he's got a big suit on.
Yeah, no, just a big like nylon jacket that says security, and it's like
a little kid. There's
size.
Like 2 kids inside of it.
Yeah, there's like 2 other set of arms come out the bottom.
I'll take that burrito, thank you.
So we go up
For
there.
the chest.
Yeah, it goes right back into the stomach. Directly. So we get up there, and then within about 20 minutes, someone comes up to me and goes, hey, man, we're going to take over this area. Cool.
Your green room?
Yeah. He's like, cool.
Cool.
I'm like, no, we're this supposed to be for the band. He's like, yeah, but we're going to have to grab that, buddy. So I'm like, I don't understand. And it took him 10 minutes to say that he was with Hunter Pence. So this ends up being Hunter Pence's area and ours, but it just tell me that. I didn't know if he was someone I should beat up for the little person or what was going on.
Right.
So then we meet him and he's like, just diffuses the whole thing. He's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, dude, nah, it's cool, man. Sorry about all that, you know. And then we're kind of getting dressed by this time. So he's like, this is the neon velvet. Whoa. The neon velvet.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, that's cool. And I decided for some reason to dress really weird, differenter than usual for me. That could be anything. But today I dressed like really fruity hip hop for some reason. I had like the biggest MC Hammer pants you could ever imagine. They're just clown huge and they're like iridescent.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the right other stuff to go with them, it turns out. It's like suit jacket with hammer pants just wasn't working.
Yeah. Sounds a little like Jacob Collier vibes.
Yeah, oh yeah, kind of,
right?
kind of, yeah.
Sort of.
But he weighs 90 pounds and I weigh 190. So no, I don't weigh 190. But it was just not totally working. Part of it was because I didn't expect it to be that cold. So I'm kind of like, well, I don't want to just wear a frilly tank top like I planned, and trying to figure it out. And he comes over, Hunter, and he's like, those pants are epic. He's like, so now I'm like, I have to wear these because he said they're epic.
I mean, he sounds like just kind of a good energy, right? You're
Dude,
like, yeah,
he's
that's
so cool.
Yeah.
He was really, really cool. And I'm like, well, I need to figure out a different shirt to wear there, though. And he yells out, get this guy a shirt. And they throw me a shirt from the event, which I didn't even know there were these.
Oh my gosh!
It's like shake it up or something on the back of it. It says it's like a picture of a cocktail,
bro.
And he's like, "What size are you?" And I was like, "Do you have a ladies medium?" You know, trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I believe we do." He throws me a shirt. It's still a man's like 3X. I mean, at least it fits that way on me. So I look like everything on me is like wildly huge. I look just like the little person downstairs that let us up, basically. So I'm like,
Hey man, let's go do the show together, me and you.
Yeah.
so
Those are all like Hunter's people. That's his entourage. He's got the little
He's like,
guy.
hey, dude, you met Jorge down there.
Yeah.
That's
And then
awesome.
his other guys are like kind of like like multiplicity. They're like versions of him, but kind of dumb.
Right. You need a shirt?
Yeah.
You
My
say?
name's Flunter.
2 pence, none the richer. And so we go through all that. We finally just get out there to play, and tracks don't work.
Oh, whoa.
Got to do a 2-hour show. The thing is, I skipped past the actual shake.
Yeah, the shake is in there
yell,
somewhere.
they yell the big thing. We're getting ready to shake. You see
Shake it up.
about 2,000 people jerking off, basically.
Shake weights.
Yeah,
Right?
they're like shake weight. Yeah. Oink.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah. And there's people with 2, of course, you know. So it's like, double hander. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's like this, you know, with it. And
I always wonder about the technique on that because
Yeah.
I have a shaker at home and I'll make drinks every now and then. To me, it's like it is just
It
like
is.
a jerking, but
Yes.
you see the real deal, and they do there's a this.
There's a roundness to it.
It's a roundness and a shake. So I'm like, I guess the true
No,
pros,
nobody had that technique.
They were just doing this.
Yeah, they were just jerking. And it was like everybody's looking at each other, kind of laughing, realizing it too at the same time.
Yeah. So
And
I had to look up. Here's
dude,
here's the bro.
big ups.
right fielder.
Awesome guy. Oh, he wasn't a pitcher. Well, he seemed like
Says
the
right
main
fielder.
cat. He's probably a great hitter.
He
then.
must be a big time hitter, huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
awesome dude. We loved him. And it turned out everybody was cool. It was just from our perspective going through all these issues, you know, the exaggerations happen in your mind for the most part.
Oh yeah, of course.
So the MC is yelling about like they actually, because of the ferry not coming, they don't break the record.
Oh no.
So check it out. We're going to break a different record. The most cocktails stirred at once.
So they stir.
2,000 people stirring. It's like
Oh,
so,
no.
you know, anticlimactic.
And then
But
they're
they
like,
do-
Oh, actually, oh crap. They've already done that one too. Okay, the next one is the most cocktails spilled. Whoa.
The most times people have tried a record and not won.
Yeah, dude.
So, but the thing is, right
What
after
a
they
bummer.
did that since that was, it turns out really the whole reason for the event, we're kind of the after party, I guess.
Yeah.
Everybody is so cold out there, and Hunter goes inside, so they all just follow him, and there's only like 200 people or whatever it was
Yeah.
left out there to just listen to band.
Oh man.
And I mean, I don't know the numbers, but it just felt like a big hunk of the crowd left.
Yeah. They're like, "Where's Hunter?"
All right, done shaking and jerking later. So
I'm just here for the I'm here for the jerk.
yeah, the jerk record. They're like, I don't have any jizz left. No. So okay, finally we start playing. The tracks within 10 minutes go
Right.
out. This is
So-
like,
Yeah.
you're going
not
to
to cut-
survive. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, and which is listener. So how do you guys run tracks? Because I don't personally run the tracks in our band.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's maybe I think Trey likes to do it from like an iPad or something.
Yeah.
Or like is
Yeah.
that what you guys do?
Well, you know what? It's a good question, and it's I think a lot of bands do it differently. If you are gonna, so we liken our show to something like, I always joke and say this is the Janet Jackson show. That's
Yeah.
to explain to you that we have like full band banging live instruments, and but you're just having that pop polish and candy, ear candy, so you're hearing it as like you're hearing something on the radio is the idea.
Yeah.
And so you have the full barrage of all the audio and the visual happening like a pop show, hopefully.
Yeah.
So the backing tracks have just little candy things that no one on stage is going to be able to
Right.
cover, right? And sometimes people freak out, backing, you're not a live band. No. This is the way it's done now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even Green Day has stuff happening, for example, that you don't see.
I'm gonna say the percentage of bands that you know that you would ever see is probably 99.9% are on tracks.
Yeah.
Just because of lighting, because they time everything.
Yes.
Lighting, gear. A lot of us guitar players, we don't put stuff on stages anymore too.
Right.
So you time everything.
Yep.
And just out of safety, not safety like actual safety, but musical safety.
Yeah.
To where it's like things will just keep going, and there's not some if something goes out, the show must go on.
And
So-
I would argue it's also to live up to what people's ears have been spoiled by up till
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
We all now, it's kind of like how auto-tune is a little bit how you expect to hear.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you listen to an old like a Rolling Stones record that we all love, you go, man, that fucker is flat.
Right.
But it sounds great, but we just don't accept that nowadays.
One that always catches my ear is if you get into like the 90s R&B, 90s R&B.
Yeah.
Listen to all those vocals.
Yeah.
Like all those where the singer comes in and sings the hook,
Yeah.
like Nate Dogg or like,
Mhm.
and it's beautiful, but it's flat.
Yeah.
But that's the vibe.
And
like-
we didn't even notice how flat it was a lot of the time because our
Right.
ear wasn't trained to the song before and after it. You know what I'm saying? On the radio.
Everything's so perfect now. It's
Everything's
like-
so perfect now.
yeah.
It's not an excuse. It's just to give the listener context of
Yeah.
what is expected.
What happens with the tracks? Yeah.
Yeah, and how the evolution or devolution of kind of live music and music production in general. I think it's a devolution, and I think it's
Yeah.
hurts the heart and soul and individuality and human feel.
It depends. A lot of people take it too far. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, exactly. So you could touch things here and there and kind of anyway. So
Yeah.
so the tracks went out, and it's yes, we use an iPad, and I'll have the drummer. I will supply, if it's a sub like we had, I'll supply the entire setup, a table, mixer, all that.
Yeah.
And I put the songs in order beforehand. And I'll have alts after it too, because I like to call audibles and change things. If I find out it's all 80-year-olds in the audience, I didn't expect
Right.
that. Oh, dude, pull up the Frank, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that we had that to deal with. I think this happened to you. I want to get into it too. You mentioned a keyboard player didn't show up or
Yeah.
called in sick the day
Yeah.
of not too long ago. Did you
Yeah.
say that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that too. And tracks go out. It's already a stressful
Oh yeah.
gig.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, now you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, man, is that
No,
someone
you're
else?
right. It's so my brain. It's blurry. We do a lot of shows.
Dude, you need more fish oil.
Yeah, bro.
So
Bad fish, good fish.
Yeah.
Bad fish. I think it's a Sublime song.
red fish, blue fish. We ended up having to. It's especially a notable because it's a sub. Okay, so
Yeah.
you don't know what songs the sub knows that
Right.
are not planned. If you have your own band, you kind of go, "Oh, we have all these."
Yeah.
But it also forces you to play a lot more rock songs
Yeah. A lot of
because
rock. Yeah.
you know now you're playing guitar oriented stuff
Yeah.
because your synthesizer stuff isn't happening,
Yeah.
and it's then also becomes older. You're not going past like the year 2000 generally. There's
Yep.
not a ton of guitar music after that.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You know, you might have a killer song here and there, but
Yeah. It's hard to
AKA
get
Brightside.
right, and it's hard to get dancey. I mean,
Right.
it's doable, but man, like all that stuff, it's got some sort of pad. It's got some sort of line.
Yeah.
Even though I know Nervo in your band does a lot of those lines, which is
Right.
cool. But
Yeah,
then
that's how we keep it going.
yeah, but without maybe the pad behind it, then it's like, like we
It's
need
more
something.
about the arpeggiator.
Yeah,
So
Stuff like that, yeah.
That's
Totally.
a great
Totally.
example of what you would use in a track.
Yeah.
Because even if someone was playing that live, they're generally holding down a key that's playing the arpeggiator instead of
Yeah,
literally hitting every 24th note or whatever's going on.
exactly. Yep. Yeah.
So we ended up having to do audibles for like over an hour.
Wow.
And that's, believe me, listener, it's a little bit stressful to
Hell
like, do
yeah.
you guys know, Summer 69, obviously they're going to know that.
You're
one,
like
but
inching your way through the set, right? It's like
inching your way through. You're thinking the whole time, what am I going to do next during
What's-
each song?
exactly.
Everybody in the band's looking at each other, trying to think of things and yell out suggestions. The
Yep.
whole while, you don't want the audience to know anything.
right.
You don't want them to sense that anything's out of order. This is all planned. So it does work out in the end that we kind of had a rock block in the middle of the show
Yep.
because we get it working finally.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Get it working. And then it's like all of a sudden the production changes kind of
Yeah.
dramatically. But
Dadoosh.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
all the keys things happen. But it worked out. We finally get through it, and I couldn't find anybody at the end to like. Usually somebody comes up and says something to you when you're done,
Right.
like somebody with the event, thank you, or get out of here, something.
Yeah.
Nothing. We just kind of go okay, and we had another gig that night,
oh,
so
crap.
we had to hurry. We finished at 6. Our gig's at 9, and it's like an hour and a half away.
Whoa.
So yeah, it was that added to the stress of the whole thing too. The end.
yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's intense. I like the little man with the coat.
Little man saved the day. Yeah. He's the one who came up to us after.
Killer show.
Yeah. It shakes your hand out of his stomach.
Here's your burrito back.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's crazy. I had one on Sunday. Speaking of windy, I guess it was windy this weekend. I don't know what day yours was probably Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Because I did my acoustic show on Saturday, and I was out here at that beautiful place Serendipity, which is like a winery. And it was an early show, so I was done early. Whatever, that was done. Next day, I had a show with Tainted Love in Sonoma, and it's for this family that actually the last show that they played for them was on Treasure Island too.
Oh.
And this was the last one was a wedding where it was when I was gone, so it was Josh.
Yeah.
And basically what happened on this show, you might have been on it. I don't know if you were, but it was a wedding and this family is extremely wealthy. Like levels, Bay Area style.
Helicopter, chopper style.
Helicopter, like in the billions style.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of normal up here, which is crazy. Anyways, they had the Chainsmokers opening, and then it was like, after the Chainsmokers, you guys are gonna play. The band waited until like 1 a.m. because the Chainsmokers were crushing it, and they're just like, yeah, keep going, and finally it was for a wedding, and the bride or whatever came back and just said, guys, I'm so sorry, but you guys can just go home. It's fine.
Yep.
And so they didn't even have to play. It was that was it. And so
I wasn't there for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, right. And so I mean that's the level that these people are at. It's kind of like they'll hire a band just like I would hire, like, I was joking actually at the last gig. I said they hire the band like we're the extra pizza with like the pepperoni and the bell peppers. We don't need it, but you never know. Someone might like bell peppers. But if we don't need it, it's fine. It's, it's and we kind of felt that way because this one was at their house, and we'd done this before at their house many years ago. It was like maybe 10 years ago.
But you actually played at that one.
So we actually played at that one, and I remember this show because A, it was a beautiful house. B, I remember Alex. I was walking with him at this house and looking around, and I remember him saying, "You'll never make this much money playing music." And I remember I was a little hurt. I was like, come on, man.
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. But then I look up these people, and he's like a financier, where it's like, oh, yeah, he's like...
What
he
does for a living is pronounced in French. Damn.
Yeah, he's like multiplying money.
Right.
And I looked him up again, and since that show, he's like tripled his wealth. It's just levels that are insane. So anyways, this one, their house is on the top of this mountain in Sonoma. Parking equally a clusterfuck. Like, I'm driving up, there's all these guys in the bright green just going, keep going. And then I get all the way up, and the guy's like, oh, you're with the band? It's like, with the band. And I hear him going, there's no parking here. There's no parking. And I'm like showing them the picture.
There's no parking. Send it back.
Yeah, the same guy. And I'm like showing them the picture, and they're like, yeah, oh, okay. And so they send me back. Anyways, I parked in the totally wrong spot.
Yeah.
But, dude.
You should have followed Trey.
Of course. And it was so windy and freezing cold. And nobody had mentioned that. Like, we're playing outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
And luckily, I brought a coat. But it was freezing cold. And Jude was playing with us.
Yeah.
And Jude shows up. He's got gloves. I'm like, you had gloves this whole time? You had
gloves? Yeah. Nice.
So anyways, the show was good. For some reason, I didn't freeze my butt off. But at the end, they always... we usually play overtime with these people because they just party and party and party.
Right.
But it was so cold. And actually, it was so wet because of the moisture. Because we're on a mountain. Everything was getting wet. His whole kit was getting wet. And the keyboard got so wet that it started freaking out. So, like, we played Total Eclipse, which is like the ballad, like, turn around.
Right.
And so it's like, at the end, it's like, or maybe the beginning and the end, it's like, turn around. It was her keyboard was doing stabs that were like Owner of a Lonely Heart, right? It was like,
yeah,
shrink. It was hilarious. And Wendy she was so sad because it was just like,
so that's for fairly recently. I wasn't on that either.
No, this was just Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So, but anyways, I guess the only kind of funny part about this is we finished and we couldn't play anymore because it was too cold. The keyboard was melting down.
But they're telling you, okay, go ahead and stop. It's too cold.
So
or you decide.
The same daughter, I think, that said don't play at the Chainsmokers came up and was like, you guys got to do another, keep playing. And we're like, sorry, it's cold and our keyboard melted down. And she goes, a good band would keep playing.
No, she didn't.
She did say that, but like in a drunk version, like a good band would keep playing.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
We're
A
like,
sober person would understand.
yeah, we're like, well, the bad band's gonna go home.
Oh.
Because like she said it to
Yeah.
Brett, and you know how Brett would take that.
Oh, yeah.
She's
yeah.
like, oh, okay, yeah, like,
yeah, perfect.
yeah,
See, I respect the hell out of that. I'd probably be like, everyone get it together. We got to
Yeah.
play another song.
we have to be a good band, right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it honestly, for some reason, I don't know why. Because normally I would get cold from that, but I think I sat in the sauna like a really long time that day, and my
The
body.
sauna that's on the property part of
Yeah,
there.
right. Yeah, right. Yeah, made out of money.
Here's our backstage sauna.
Yeah. No, but I didn't get cold at all, which is very rare for me because normally at playing guitar, I'm like, ah.
You must have had your hammer pants on.
Maybe I had my Jacob Collier jumpsuit. But Jason Muscat, he gave me an idea, and I'm going to do this because this is for him.
Yeah.
He said, you know what would be fun is if you get a hat. This isn't a hat. This is actually a bowl with a straw in it.
Mhm.
He
Nice.
said, and if you take all the positions in the camp of a band, and then you draw from the hat
Mhm.
2, and that's your discussion. Is that relationship? He's like, because
Okay.
there's all these relationships.
So
let's-
meaning like crew person and drummer, or
exactly, or like drummer and bass player. I think he was being more straight in the band, but I thought of everybody.
yeah,
I was
Swan,
like,
like Booker or
exactly. So
Yeah.
let's see what we got. I'm gonna
whatever.
try.
Oh, I like
and
this.
pretend.
Great. This
Yeah,
is
we'll
awesome.
see. So here we go. Here we go. Okay. Oh, this one's weird.
Good.
This one's weird. We're gonna have to just get creative and make stuff up because I went deep. So check this out.
Good. Okay.
Background singer
Mm-hmm.
and manager's son.
Oh God, you really went. Okay. You
So
know what?
just
We can do this. No, we can do this.
Imagine though. So let's try and create these characters first. Because the manager's son, I can picture this person. They're hanging around,
Right.
right? Like, and let's just say
Because
because
kind of ordering people around a little bit, or officious, or they're
a
like
little, and they're just always there, and you're like, who is this guy?
they're
Why
gonna,
is he
yeah,
here?
they're gonna drink some of your beer.
They're drinking the beer. They're getting like
Yeah.
guest passes for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
And he's just like, let's just call him like, what's his name?
Brad.
Let's say Brad. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Brad's always there.
Mhm.
Background singer. Now I know a lot of our bands were either like lead singers or
Yeah.
background singers also.
Play something.
Yeah. So, but then there's also the background singers that, you know, like in some of the bands I play in, that they're just straight up background singers, right?
Yeah, we have one in New Moon. So yeah.
Right. So, but it's a background singer. I'm going to say a background singer is basically a lead singer too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the vibe of
Yeah.
a back, because
Yeah.
nobody's like, I'm a background
you know
singer.
what? They're a lead singer somewhere for sure.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the background singer is usually like,
And they're probably better than the lead singer
that's what I was going to
most
say.
of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least at least they think that.
And you know what though? Half the time they might be.
And they're there for a reason. Like if you're a lead singer, you're like, I probably want someone better than me I know they're gonna do.
I mean,
the
someone
job.
like a Taylor Swift or a myself would say, no, they are better.
Exactly.
You know, it's not. Some people will say it because they're there to fill everything out, find all the strange harmonies.
Right.
Yeah, just nail the shit strong. And I mean, dude, Luther Vandross was Bowie's background singer.
There you go.
There
Yeah,
you
it
go.
makes perfect sense. I would, if I was going to have a background singer, I would be like, you're way better than me. So
Yeah.
let's say we got Brad, and let's say we got Teresa, the
Okay.
background singer.
Yeah. I
And
like
they
it.
meet up. What is their interaction?
Yeah.
Here's what I say.
Go ahead.
This is what I think. They're doing shots together.
Oh, wow.
This is just my creation.
I like it. I like
they're
it.
either doing shots. Brad is hooking up Teresa with something like either more shots or like they're working together for the social party vibes.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing.
Wow. Okay. Not me at all. I see.
Okay,
it
what do you
as-
got? What do you got?
I see it as the manager's son is relaying a little bit of information from the manager, and he's doing it like he's the manager.
I
So
like
he's
that.
kind of got that. Like he walks into the backstage and he goes, "Okay, guys, here's what's going on." And then Teresa's rolling her eyes already, like,
Got it.
"Fuck." And
Yeah.
he's like, check it
Brad.
out. So we're going to start 15 minutes after the start time. And we're going to just feel it out and see when the crowd's ready. And everybody's like, we know how to do that ourselves.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Thanks,
you are,
Brad.
yeah.
And he's like cracking open the last beer while he
Yeah.
says it.
and his hands just fully in like a thing of pretzels that are
Yeah,
not
yeah,
his.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
just
His other hand. Yeah. Eating while he's talking. And then he's like, and you know what else is, I don't appreciate the attitude. Because he's like, Teresa, I mean, I'm not trying to call out anybody's name. I see the eye rolls. And definitely my dad's going to hear about it. So, I mean, I think we're all a team here. So let's kind of just recharge, restart. Let's all get our hands in the middle here.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a big cheer on
Yeah,
3.
yeah. Brad on 3.
I did. You got took the words out of my mouth. Brad on 3.
You know, it's
Except
funny.
we're gonna go 3, 2, 1 because I'm number 1. So
Yeah.
Brad on
Yeah.
1.
Okay, I have to say this too because it's actually his birthday. My brother's name is Brad, and it's his birthday today. So
Oh
happy
my
birthday,
God.
Brad! Yeah,
Brad, this was all for you, brother. And you're such a jerk to the band.
yeah,
No.
yeah. That's what
All
we're
right,
never
Brad.
letting you backstage. Okay, this next one, I kind of cheated just because I wanted to pair these up. Lead
Yeah.
singer,
Mm-hmm.
and check this out: singing drummer.
Oh my God, this is amazing. You really did tee that one up like a freaking T-ball.
A singing drummer
I have
and
to
a
be
lead
very
singer.
careful now.
Is
Okay,
this the ultimate like
yeah.
hitting of heads, right?
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
I'm just gonna start out by saying if there are two positions that clash just across the board, it doesn't you could be
any band.
any band, any drummer, any singer, it's always the singer and the drummer clash, right?
I find that even if they're not singing, drummers.
Oh
It's
no,
just
that
drummers and
yes,
singers.
absolutely.
And I don't say I find that like with my drummer, but just in
No.
general over time. And okay, so do you want to start?
Okay, I'll start. Yeah, just because this is what happens without a singing drummer, just a drummer.
Yeah.
What I've noticed that happens where the clashing starts
Mhm.
is the drummer always has things they have to do, right? So they have to set up and they're like
Yeah.
goosh, 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 doosh, doosh, doosh. Sometimes what I've seen, if I'm going to take the drummer side of it for this part, a singer will come in. Let's say the sound check is at 6:00. Singer will come in at 5:30 and just go, "Let's go, guys, let's do it." But then the drummer's going goosh, 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 and the singer's going,
Right.
"What the fuck? What are you doing? Stop making noise." You know what I mean?
Ah.
You wouldn't do that, but some people that I know would
Yeah.
do that, and I've
Yeah.
seen it where they don't care, and they're like, "Why are you making so much noise?" And then they start, "I have to do this," and then it's like, "Stop doing that. Let's just play the song." I can't play the song. I have to do this thing.
Yeah.
And so that's
Yeah.
one thing, and then the other, it's always the cymbals. The cymbals to a singer is like, can we do something about the cymbals?
Yeah, right. Yeah, because you're standing right in front of them, and yeah.
Yeah, and then so then that's not even the singing drummer.
But
So then
also okay, go ahead.
the singing drummer is always like, if the singing drummer doesn't have a mic,
Oh, there we
it's
go.
like, oh, I could sing that part. So then if
Yeah.
you give them a mic, awesome. But then if you, oh my God, if you ever take that mic away once you give a singing drummer a mic and then they don't have the mic, it's like, well, where's my mic?
Yeah, right. It's the last priority in the setup a lot of times, and if it gets overlooked, they are straight butt hurt.
It's
Yeah.
like,
And I
it's
get it.
like, I was missing those hays on that song. I was missing those hays. Guess who knows the hays? I know who knows the hays. Guess who knows the hays?
hey, guess who?
Oh, there it is. Does it sound like something?
I just that's crazy. Even that conversation just improved right there with those hays. Yeah. But yeah, because I'm wondering, I guess I was going to say, what is the singing drummer's direct issue with the singer? Because the singer may not be the one to decide to set up the mic. They're probably not. So,
Right.
so we know that the singer is like, oh my God, these cymbals, or oh my gosh, you're sound checking still, and I want to get this rolling. But
Right.
what is the drummer's frustration with the singer?
I think the drummer's frustration with the singer is usually everything. Just because drummers are so meticulous in my
Yeah.
experience, and I'm saying all of them, right? It's just, I think it has to do with the way a true drummer thinks. It's like
Yeah.
parts,
Well,
parts.
I think
And so
I think that it's about arrangements.
they're thinking, arrangements, and it's always like, it should be like that. Oh, why didn't you sing like that? Why didn't you do this? You know, right?
Well, not only that, but like a lot of times, and this is me sometimes, we don't know when to come in, when to do this or that, because
Right.
we're kind of, at least for me, I'm sometimes caught up in fronting what I'm doing. So however, will beg and plead with the drummer to cue things like, we are together in this. I don't want to, I'm admitting to you, I don't want to think about it or count. Okay. If that's okay, you are the master of the count.
Right.
Can you let me know and be the boss of that?
Yeah.
And then I will start my puppet show when you say. So it's kind of acknowledging their power with the thing, because that's what this comes down to, people, is it's a power thing.
Yeah.
The drummers have a ton of power where they are, but of course so do the singers.
Right.
And I do find, I may be wrong and I may get hell for this, I feel like a drummer is often a frustrated front person. Like they're so, or they feel maybe underappreciated or underseen because of the importance of what they're doing is so much.
Yeah.
But singers a lot of times get a lot of the attention. They're
Right.
up front. They're fucking blocking the drummer half the time.
Yeah.
So there's some resentment possibly
Yeah.
just due to like the setup.
Yeah.
You know,
There is a little bit of, it's a little bit of a cruel thing, because it's like,
unless you have a
you're
riser.
you're the most important one. Just come back here and you're just gonna stare at our asses all night. That's
the
no
other
big
thing. Looking at the ass all night, the ass. And they're usually shaking it really prancily. I sure as hell am. And so it's like, who the fuck do you think you are during the show?
Yeah.
But I really do. I want to stand up for myself in this, because I am crazy about drummers, and I'm so dependent on them with everything I do. I'm so turned on by it if they're great, and that's why I ask for so much drama from a drummer.
Yeah.
And hopefully not off stage, but in the playing, because it just totally fucking informs what I do, and like just like fires me up.
Yeah.
So if they like, since we're talking about Trey, if he does something, he'll see, now it gets to the point where, I mean, maybe he does this with everybody, but he'll play things that he knows are going to make me turn around and like, just be turned on, you know? So he'll do the things that I like, a little extra speedy hi-hat flourish or something that's not in the song and totally probably out of place.
Yeah.
But I'll whip around and look at him like, boy, you badass, you know?
Yeah.
And I like that. I want to keep things alive like that. I really don't care for things to be terribly predictable, exactly the same.
Right.
But I also straight up require a setup for every single section of a song.
Yeah.
And I never think it's too much. And I think the crowd doesn't realize how much they appreciate it. Because you want to be carried along with the song, and the drummer is going to do this. Here comes the next thing, baby. Here we go. We're going through this door to the next room.
Yeah.
And it's going to be amazing. And no one else can do that the same way a drummer can. The singer, a little bit, but it's all about that. So, I mean, I think there's that frustration with the drummer that's like, I'm kind of running shit here, but they're sort of like a bus driver that's sitting in the back of the bus. You know,
they're like a BART train driver.
Yeah.
You get no credit because you don't even see him, right?
Yeah.
But everyone's riding that bus, you know. Everyone's riding that
They're
train.
like leaning out the window. Hello.
Yeah.
You know.
Could you not shit in my train?
What smells like piss? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Really,
it is a good one. Okay, here's my next one. It's also I created this pick because I wanted it.
Yeah.
Is guitar player in front of house.
Yes, I like this a lot. Okay, I'm gonna start this one.
Go.
So here's what I find that pisses the sound engineer, pardon me, off is there is a tendency for a guitar player to turn their amp up or turn themselves up.
Oh yeah.
And that wrecks everything.
Oh, you mean during a show?
During a show.
Oh yeah.
After we've sound checked.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, here's the thing, listener, too. You all know this, but when you sound check, it's only 50% effective because everybody totally fucking changes what they're doing and it's way louder. Especially if you have a great show happening and the energy is high, everyone's playing harder and louder.
And the room's full.
Room's full of people, which changes everything from an empty room when you sound check to a huge empty room. So a drummer can't turn themselves up. They could hit harder, but that may only change things a little bit. Singer can't really change stuff too much. Even if a bass player turns up, yeah, you could tell, but the most egregious one is usually the guitar player.
Yes.
Or sometimes they'll hit a patch that they didn't sound check with.
Yeah.
And it'll be a solo patch generally, and it is screeching. And so if you change your sound, anybody, but let's say guitar player for this, if you change your volume, more importantly, everybody's mix changes in their ears and in the house. It changes. So a sound engineer is going to possibly bury you.
Yeah.
If you do that, I mean, if they're smart, they're ready for it.
Yeah.
Or they have you compressed.
Yeah.
To the high heavens.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this day and age, so many. I mean, the majority of things that I do as a guitar player, we go ampless. You know, so there's not even noise on stage. And then I have an option, like with Tainted Love, I do have a speaker, but and I like it because I feel like I just hate the idea of just drums on stage. Like the sound of just it's so lame. When I see a video of someone like in the front, they take a video and it just sounds like a drum rehearsal room. You can't hear vocals and it just sounds like drums. I'm like, that is not cool. Like to me, that's not cool. So I like to have some noise, but like Dave does our sound. And every time if I ask him, if I go, should I have this on? And he goes, nah, no.
But you shouldn't ask.
I know. Ask. I should ask. But I'll point it like out. You know, I'll point it like to the side, so it's at least making noise, but it's not going out to the front.
It's still facing you, though. You're saying
it's kind of facing me, but it's more facing like over off to my left.
Meaning so it's somewhat toward the crowd or somewhat toward the drummer.
Somewhat toward the crowd. But away from the singers and kind of away from front of house even, like, so it's like shooting off to the left, so then at least it's making noise. But man, some of the worst feelings have been like when I have an amp and if I'm playing and it sounds great and front of house just goes, I don't even have you on in the system, you're way too loud, and I'm just like, damn it, like, because you
want that told to you during sound check is the point.
You do, but it still is sad. It just makes me sad. I'm like, dang, dude.
See, that happens more often with bass players. I'm finding. I don't know why. Bass players too.
Well,
they're so loud, and
it rumbles.
It rumbles the stage, and it kind of messes up everybody's mix, no matter what they have in their ears, because it's just so all encompassing.
Absolutely.
And you can hear it outside of your headset, your earbuds, you know.
And that's usually the point with a bass player is bass players like to feel it, right?
Yeah.
They go, I want to feel it. So,
and if you're like Jamie Brown, you say, I want to feel it, so I would like to have two wedges. Yes. And a platform, and it helps me feel it.
Yep.
And my mix in my ears.
Yeah, totally.
So that's the thing, though, is you guys having monitors, wedges, and in-ears, which I think you do.
Yeah, Alex for the vocals, that wedge in the front kind of has everything in it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny too, because sometimes Jason, our bass player, will come out, you know, like after we sound check, or maybe we don't sound check, and he'll come in and just want to check his gear. And let's say it's like an outdoor, this happened one time where it was like an outdoor private party in Tahoe.
Yeah.
And so the monitor is screaming loud. and his bass is screaming loud. But he puts his ears in and he doesn't realize this. And
no.
all we hear, and everyone's like eating and it's all outside, and we just hear and we're like,
why doesn't the engineer mute this after sound check? That's kind of
well, it's
the
because it's
question.
actually in our mix, so we are the ones that would have to mute that.
Oh,
wedge.
I see. It's not coming off the wedge in the stage. It's just in your ears.
No, it's on the wedge on stage, but we control it. But the wedge is facing us. But the wedge is so loud.
Oh,
the
you
wedge
guys control the wedges.
Yes, and the wedge is so loud.
Where do you go to turn it up or down? If
It's the same exact thing as like where it says like Jeff mix or Bray mix.
Oh, you just have
there's one that
floor
just
mix,
says it just says wedge. And
I got
so,
you.
but that thing will be rocking. We're like, what's going on out there? And it's like, don't. Just totally ripping.
Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a good one. It's
Shout out to Jason Muscat.
Yeah,
That's
for
cool,
throwing
man.
all this down. I have way more. We could maybe get to it later.
Next time.
Clay also said he chimed in on my Dylan rant, and he said, good Dylan songs if you want to find some. Don't think twice. It's all right. Those are good ones. Good finger picking. And I think even Steve Moon chimed in the other day too and said, he also said some other things. He said, you asked the other day on your podcast what bands were made better by changing out or adding members. He said that. He said definitely Rush, bringing in Neil Peart.
I thought he started it. Okay, that's.
I didn't know that either. Primus getting Tim Alexander. Jay Lane was great, but Tim is just a machine. Yeah. Dave Gilmour into Pink Floyd.
And I thought he started it too.
Yeah, I know. And then he said probably Ringo joining the Beatles.
Oh yeah, okay.
There we go. And he says this is an old guy one. Phil Collins and Steve Hackett joining Genesis. And then he said, this one's for Bray. Adrian Belew joining King Crimson.
Well, he just shut my mouth like a big fat garage door. Yeah. Wow. Because that's just right up my alley.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But shit.
Those are good ones. So thank you,
really,
Steve.
really good. Thank you,
Steve
Clay
Moon.
and Steve. Yeah, those are great. But it's good to hear some Dylan stuff. It sounds like what Clay is saying though is the guitar stuff is cool on those songs. So,
yeah.
But our complaints were about Dylan's vocals.
Yeah.
So if those are still in there,
is there instrumental Dylan?
I actually like Dylan's recent albums quite a bit.
That's what I've heard. It's that dude from what's his name? Blaine or Blair or something.
Who's producing it? Or
yeah, and guitar player too. He's a guitar player.
Yeah, it's like timeless, really good stuff.
That's what I've
Great
heard.
Songwriting.
I need to check it out. Yeah, man. Well, we're about an hour 7 in, so let's get ourselves out of here. So actually, another Yarnar from Clay. He actually said total Nar. So this is a Nar his.
Which is how most of them start.
Yeah. Acoustic, solo acoustic guitar players or solo artists that always wear hats.
I like it. I like it.
Because you can picture this, right? It's
right.
Like there's always a hat.
But my first guess is this. Bald?
Yeah, that would be a guess.
I would say that generally you see that because I bet you, I would lay this down as a bet.
Yeah.
80% of the time it's because they're balding.
Right. And so you had it up.
And I'm not hating on it. It's just, I do think that's what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in that case, sometimes it is better for them,
Yeah. And but then Clay actually said, Nar, acoustic guitar players that always wear hats. And he said, also Nar, guitarists with dumb facial hair, especially silly mustaches. He's like talking about himself now.
He is, and I was just gonna say, you're the hat guy, bro.
Yeah,
so,
but he doesn't wear a hat sometimes though.
I guess, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. He doesn't, but he does always wax the stash lately. I think it's only been a last 5-year thing or so.
Yeah.
Let me check my Clay stash journals.
Your Clay calendar.
Yeah.
Every month is a different Clay.
It's got like a little mustache insignia to let me know what was going on with it that month.
Yeah. So
Nice.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
You got anything?
I do.
Okay, go.
Yarnar.
'Kay.
Pantsing someone.
Oh, dude, nice.
And how do you spell it?
Pensing.
Pants. Yeah, the
Pant.
verb to pants.
Pant to pence.
But I think
To
it's
pants.
to pants. To pants
I
someone.
mean, dang, dude. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's the ultimate punk, you know?
And do you include undies?
Oh
In
no,
the
no,
pants.
then you've gone too far. I'm gonna say you've gone too far.
Because I think the original hardcore prank of it was to leave
go.
someone swinging in the breeze.
I see.
And you're supposed to push them while their pants are down their ankles.
so they fall.
So they land on their bare ween. Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah. No, you jam the pants around the ankles and give them a little nudge so they
Yeah.
teeter over,
Then
and they
they-
have like either they're like baby butt in the air, or
Yes.
they have their like bird's nest scared boy peen.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you circle them with all your friends and you point and you laugh at them.
Yeah, and the girls laugh and the guys ruined forever.
Yeah. So we've gotten soft, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now
we
we don't
gotta-
even include undies,
Yeah.
you know. No,
I
but
am a huge...
have you ever been pantsed?
Oh yeah. Like not recently.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Dude, you know who the last person to try to pants me
Yeah.
was? Laura Lehman's husband. Laura Lehman, amazing musician that's in New Moon, keyboard player, dancer, singer, and her husband Phil is a funny character. And one time outside of Dan's, he tried to pants me. I mean, he was slightly successful. I think I had like hammers on at the time. No,
Oh man.
but yeah, pantsing.
That is so great. I'm huge Yar. It's just so funny. It's so funny and just kind of
I
harmless.
would say I would yar it for the leaving the undies up. It's a yar.
Yeah.
Doing it with undies too, the hardcore old school original pantsing.
That's
That's
too
like
far.
rape.
That's
I won't say
barbaric.
that, but yeah,
That's-
barbaric. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm underwear on, that's a good fun time. Everyone gets a laugh. I love it.
I'm gonna
I'm a-
hunter pence you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a good one. This isn't quite a pants. I can't remember what this. We stole this from I can't remember what movie it was we stole it from, but I can't remember what movie this is. When I was in high school, though, me and my friends, one of us had a truck that was like a single bed, so all three of us would pile in the front. You know, these
Yeah.
dorky 16-year-old kids, and it was like the middle of like December. And we drove through what we called the marketplace, which is where everybody would go. It was like the movie theater in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And we go, freeze out. And we take our shirts off and roll down the windows, right? And we're like, come on. But this is a joke. It was a setup. We were trying to punk one of our friends. So
Yeah.
we go, dude, let's do a freeze out. And what's that? We take our shirts off. We'll drive through the movies. It's hilarious. And he goes, okay. And so we're driving through.
Oh, I see where this is
And
going.
We go to where like the movie line's at, and wait, how do we do this? We honk
Ready,
the horn.
go. Yeah.
We honk the horn, and then the friend on the side ducked down,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so then it looks like me and him were just sitting next to each other with our shirts off, and he's like,
Nice.
wait, what's going on? What's
Oh, yeah.
happening?
That's pretty good.
But we got it.
Go
The
ahead.
other one was like you say movie line and they like moon them, but then you
Yeah.
like leave them, right? You
Because
leave
that's
'em.
what the thing is.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I know it as
I think-
the mooning, but
think
you
we
do
did
it from
that too.
inside the car, and you go, "Everybody, show your ass and moon
Yeah.
them," and then no one does it but the one person.
yeah.
And they're like, "I saw a zit on your ass,"
Yeah.
whatever.
I guess that would be another Yarnar's mooning someone.
I'm in. You know what, dude?
That seems-
I mooned my wife in the last 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. I
Did it go
mooned her.
good?
I was pissed, and it turned into all laughing though. Yeah, I was like, it was a F you in the
An
moment.
angry moon?
Yeah, as an angry moon.
It'd be amazing if you could pull that off like as a Like when you're on the highway, like instead of flipping someone the bird, if you can get your ass out
Yeah,
the
you
window.
get your ass and your foot still on the gas pedal somehow, or your hand. You're like
Whoa!
leaning way down. Yeah.
Man, I think mooning is more extreme than pantsing. Yeah.
It can
me.
be if you do the kinder pantsing.
The kinder pantsing.
Yeah,
and,
if you
but
do
an
the
angry
mean-
moon.
If you do the angry pants, though, you get front and back.
These are dangerous waters. But that's what we're here for.
All right.
Okay, well, let's get out of here and just moon everybody. That's funny.
The green moon.
It's probably not clean.
Yes.
The green room.
Oh, we got to organize our video. It's coming up, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to
We're
come
ready.
out here
Can I
still?
get some
Yeah.
more ice?
Okay.
Yeah, we're ready.
I'm going to rent a car. And I want to
wanna
get a
know-
t-shirt
I
for you.
want hair directions too.
Yes, we'll get it all. We'll
right.
talk.
All right.
Adios. Later.
See ya.